Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? How are you? This is Garfield Waller, welcoming you to another episode of Roc da Mic. How is everybody this evening? This is a great day to be alive. Saturday, the 23rd, 10th of the year, 10th month of the year. Welcome, everybody, to Roc da Mic. Let's start off first. Guys, listen. If you hear any snorting, snoring, or whatever, it's not me. It's coming from my daughter's corgi. Let me see if I can show it to her. Yeah, she's right there in the corner, sleeping right at my feet. Okay? Good. Disclaimer. Good. So, yes, another episode of Roc da Mic. We have an interesting topic. But before we get to that, let's do a little chit chat. For those who do cricket, those who listen cricket, watch cricket, what a travesty today. What a travesty. West Indies bowled out for 55. 55. God, we didn't see that coming. And to make matters worse, we're defending champions. We are defending champions. And we got skittled out for 55 runs. Oh my gosh. There are some people who must be rolling over in their sleeps, man. This is terrible. This is terrible. We got bowled out for 55 runs. Now, here's a chance, guys, for Mr. Gale. Here's a chance for Mr. Gale to make amends, to show that Sir Curtly Ambrose was wrong. Okay? He's got to come good. The only bright spot about today's game was that bowling caught by Hussain. Marvelous catch diving to his left. Fantastic catch. However, for our next match, we got to do better. We've got to do better. Moving on. What a thing in Jamaica. I didn't realize we had cults in Jamaica. The last time I really heard the name cult was way back with Jim Jones in Ghana and Waco, Texas. But to see a cult popping up in Jamaica, man, listen, guys, that is frightening. I don't know if it doesn't scare you, but it scared the bejesus out of me. People, we've got to use your common sense. Any leader at all, or anybody who professes to be a leader, whether he be a teacher, a politician, a pastor, whatever, watch a man's action or the lady's action. Listen carefully to them. If they are the only ones who can solve the problem, as they claim, no, run the other way. Run the other way. When it comes to pastors also, listen, we have good and bad in every walk of life. Good teachers, good politicians, good cops, but we have some bad apples there. Now, when it comes to the church, there's always a saying, look, where religion is strongest, the people are poorest. Guys, take a look around. If your pastor is stinking rich and most of the congregation is poor, that's a red flag. That is a red flag. If your pastor is trying to separate you from the rest of your family, that's a red flag. If your pastor has this ego and want all these accolades, that's a red flag. Run the other way. Run the other way. But I can't believe what really took place in Jamaica. So guys, please, I want you to let me know where you're calling from, where you're texting in from, and please put something in the text and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, guys. I'd love to talk to everybody here tonight. I'd love to talk to you all tonight. But please put something in the text and let's get going. Welcome again to Roc da Mic. What we're talking about this evening is, listen, every now and again I see somebody going on Facebook putting something about their kids. Oh, my kid graduated from here, my kid graduated from there, my kid is doing this, my kid is doing that. But these messages and these posts are too few and far between. I decided, hey, let's gather everything into one place. Let's gather everything in one place and let's dump it on screen right here, right now. And here we have Dana Phipp calling in, writing in from Jamaica. Dana, welcome. Glad you're here. I know I can count on you, Dana. Glad you are here. But guys, just a little notification here, guys, for you. Listen carefully. I know some of you hear, but you don't listen. Starting tonight, I'm giving points for people coming into the stream. Now listen carefully. Listen carefully. This works better with YouTube than with with Facebook. It works better with YouTube than with Facebook. I'm using what we call a bot, and it only responds to YouTube people. So, guys, if you are now on Facebook, if you are listening to me on Facebook, log off, please. Sign up for a YouTube account. Sign up for a YouTube account. Log in to Roc da Mic. I'm hoping to see more people because I know everybody basically has a kid. Sorry, I'm not supposed to use the word kid, according to Mr. Raymond Scaff. Raymond, thank you for pointing that out to me, please. We're not goats, so we don't have kids. We have children. Thank you, Raymond. And I'll try not to use that word, but it's become sort of habit. But guys, I would like you to sign up for a YouTube account. Here's what's going to happen. Starting tonight, if you're on YouTube, you get certain points. You get certain points for subscribing. So if you already have a YouTube account, here's what I want you to do. If you already have a YouTube account, unsubscribe and then subscribe again. Takes you 5 seconds. Unsubscribe, subscribe again, and you immediately get 50 points. At the end of the year, what I plan to do is the top 5 point getters, that people with the 5 highest amount of points will get prizes. Whether it be gift cards, t-shirts, caps, whatever, there'll be some prize. I'm going to start rewarding people for logging on. Here's how the points go. You get points 1 for subscribing. You get points again for logging on. Not only logging on, you get points for your participation in the stream. Please, guys, if you're not even texting in, if you're not even posting, let me know you're here. Just say hi. Just say hello. So far, I only have Danifel, and I know I can count on her. Not going to see Rose tonight. She's off on vacation, celebrating her birthday in Jamaica. I'm hoping Mr. Scarf logs on because we have a few things to go through. But I would want parents, whether you're here in the States or you're back in the Caribbean, if your child has achieved some level of success, if your child has graduated high school, college, and gone on to higher things, let us know. Let us know. I'm also asking the children also, whether you're in Jamaica, you're here, whether you're first generation, second generation, let me hear you give thanks to your parents. Let me hear you say what your parents sacrificed for you to get to this level. It's payback time. And I'd like to say good night to Miss Carolyn Gordon Ogle. Hi, Carolyn. Glad to have you on stream. Tell your friends to log on. So I'm counting on Diana and Carolyn to share something in the post about their children or about their child. I know Carolyn has several daughters and they've all done well. So I wanna see what's going on. Let me call out another name too. Let me call out somebody. Should I or should I not? No, I don't think I should do it. But guys, it's only fair that if I ask you guys to talk about your kids, it's only fair that I talk about mine too, right? So here's the deal. I'm going to start off by saying what my kids have achieved so far, and children, my nieces, nephews, and so forth. And it's only fair that I go ahead first. But at any time, guys, feel free to jump in. And if you don't like posting, if you don't like the texting, and you want to speak verbally, there's a number right up above here, 407-479-8517. You can give me a call. Guys. Trust me, I'll answer you very, very quickly. But I hope you like the background I'm using. Shades of the Beach reminds me of back home. So, people, we're celebrating the achievements of our children. And I'm hoping children will come on, whether you're first generation, second generation, I hope they'll come on and say, how the parents have helped them, the sacrifices the parents had to make. Because To be honest, some people are coming from very, very humble backgrounds. So if you're just logging on, guys, you're on Roc da Mic, and I'm Garfield Waller. Glad to have you. So I have two children, Tara Ann and Ryan. I have several nieces and nephews. My family is one that we are very short when it comes to the male members of the family. Right now in the whole family, I think there are only two boys. So I'm hoping the name doesn't die, the name Waller doesn't die out soon. But let's go with this. My daughter Tara is in her 30s, and she graduated high school in New York at 15, moved straight to college before she was hardly even 16, did her bachelor's, did her master's, and she went to teach at, Oregon State, University of Oregon, and UCF. She taught at several community colleges also. Then in the middle of that, she decided, nah, I'm done with teaching. And she went to study audiology. So in another 4 months, she'll be Doctor of Audiology. My son graduated, call it a year and a half ago from NYU, graduated almost top of the class, but because of COVID, still at home, still unemployed, not pushing him, but I'm proud of what this youngster did, proud of what he did. Now let's go into nieces and nephews. One of my nieces, Charlene. Charlene is an RN up in the Bronx. Proud of her. Another niece, this is Harry's daughter. This is Hal's daughter, sorry. Another niece, Niasha, did her degree at UCF and is now certified midwife. Carol's daughter is a tech and physician assistant in New York City. My sister Carol, she's a dietitian at one of the big hospitals in New York. And Caroline, my brother's ex-wife, the nurse practitioner admin. My wife is a teacher with a bachelor's and master's degree. So these kids basically have done well. A lot of them have achieved more than we did. A lot of them have achieved more than we did. I remember when I was coming down on my son for some low grades. I remember my mom who was alive at the time said, hey, why are you quarreling with him? You never got those grades, which is basically true. And guys, if you're listening right now, if the audio is okay, could you let me know, please? Could you just drop something in the text and let me know if the audio is okay? But guys, like I said, I would like you to log on from YouTube instead of Facebook. Dana, good Dana. Dana, make sure you subscribe and you'll get 50 points right away. You'll get 50 points right away. I'm learning to set this whole thing up because you'll be able to play games on it. You'll be able to gamble with your points just for fun. And I'm going to buy lot of scratch cards here and spin a wheel, get the name, scratch the card right online for you to see if you have won any cash. Yes, I'm going to try and make this very exciting, guys. But so much so for my kids. Let's hear about you. Put something in the post about your kid. Put something in the post about your kid. Just to remind you, you are on Roc da Mic with Garfield Waller, coming from Central Florida. Oh, talking about Central Florida. Today, I ventured out to Orlando. Oh my God. There was nothing here named COVID. You should see the amount of people on the road, in the stores, in the malls. The malls were packed. It was like COVID never happened. And nobody's in masks. I can't believe it. I can't understand. No, Dan, I know you subscribed a long time ago. I want you to unsubscribe right now and subscribe again. Unsubscribe and then subscribe again, and boom, you'll get 50 points. And the more you take part in the comments, the more points you'll get. So Dana, tonight you'll be way ahead of everybody when it comes to points. Yes, listen, you should have seen the amount of people on the streets. The malls were packed. You could hardly find a parking space. People were glad to get out. But the thing is, nobody is maintaining the social distancing. Nobody's wearing a mask. Today it was as if you poked a termite's nest and all of these insects just poured out. I'm just hoping that we don't get another wave of the COVID. So, guys, could you tell me what is it like where you are? What is it like where you are? If you're in Jamaica, let me know. I want to know what is it like. In Jamaica, we still on lockdown. Anybody from other islands in the Caribbean or maybe Guyana in South America? Let's hear what it's like. Put something in the comments, guys. The funny thing is, I can't believe that the people who would brag on their kids all along in Facebook, they really don't want to talk tonight. So, Carolyn, Dan, if there's anything you want to say about your children, let me know. Still waiting on Mr. Raymond Scott. And guys, just a little plug to one of my friends. If you want good talk radio, on Thursday afternoons at 5 p.m. Eastern, log on to Optima Gold. Vanji runs a nice talk show called Perspective, where the topics offer a wide range of perspectives. Very entertaining, very informative, and she plays some wicked music. So that's Optima Gold. The program is Perspective, and the host is Vanji, one of my good friends. And on Clockwork, here she comes. It's Optima Gold Radio, www.optimagoldradio.com. 5 p.m. on Thursdays. Welcome, Vanji. Vanji, just a little warning. I would like you, Vanji, if you're going to get the benefit of being on the stream by accumulating points, get a YouTube account right now. And subscribe. It's much easier for the YouTube people. I don't think the bot gives points to people from Facebook. But guys, like I'm saying, for good talk radio, Optima Gold Radio, www.optima, O-P-T-I-M-A, Optima Gold Radio, Thursday evenings at 5 p.m. Eastern. You won't regret it. Trust me. Great topics. And the music she plays, out of this world. So, if you want to post something about what your child has achieved, was it a struggle to get to that point? Was it smooth sailing? How was the whole journey? For you guys? Thank you, Vanji. How was the whole journey? So which one of these three people will go first? Let me hear about your kids. What have they achieved? Come on, your children. What have they achieved? This is the time to brag about them, guys. This is time to brag on them. And I have so many friends whose children have achieved so much. Lawyers, doctors, they're in law enforcement, they're in medicine, you name it. They're in education. A lot of them coming from humble beginnings. Parents have struggled. Let's hear what your child has done. This is your chance to show them that, hey, you are proud of what they've done. You think the world of them. And I'm hoping they in turn will come on and say what mom and dad did for them. And by the way, if you prefer to call in, 407-479-8517. 407-479-8517. I know I'm up against college football or whatever, but I believe when it comes to our children, no sacrifice is too big. And I'd like us to, you don't really talk about them. And there we see the bot putting something in. All right, thank you for subscribing. The Right to Ink, good. Hey, I have one person who came on very late last week. I hope she's in. I won't say any names, but she's a Marymount alum. I hope she comes in because I know she has kids. Come on, guys. Whether you are in the United States, you're in Canada, if you're listening from England, no, it would be, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning there. If you're from Jamaica, listening from Jamaica, come on. Let's put something in the post And let's get this conversation going. What has your child achieved? We have this phrase when it comes to people online who will tend to hide in the background. They're called lurkers. Come on, don't lurk, guys. We're not strangers. We're not strangers. Definitely not. Come on, call in. Come on, put in a comment. Put in a comment. How hard was it for your kid, for your child? Can you think about the first time your child left home to go to college, to go away to college? I remember that time when my daughter, my first child, left home to go to college. We were living in Brooklyn, New York. And instead of going to CUNY College, okay, I have a call here coming in, guys. Hold on a minute. Okay, caller. Oh, good evening. I recognize the voice, Vanjie. How are you? How are you? By the way, taking it easy. By the way, I enjoyed your program on Thursday. I really enjoyed it. Nice, great topic. Uh huh. Right. That is true. Hmm. Yes, true. That is true. That is true. Have those conversations. Yes. So, Vanjie, like tonight, we're celebrating the achievements of our children. How has it been for you and your child? Hmm. Have to do. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, lucky. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Uh-huh. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, Vanjie. Wait, Vanjie, hold on. Vanjie, we're having some technical problems here. They say they're not able to hear you. I'm trying to figure, oh my gosh. I'm trying to figure out what is this. Hold on, Vanjie. Let me see if I can get this going. They say they're not hearing you. And wait, hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out where this is. I have everything set up here, and they say they're not hearing my caller. Apparently, they can hear me. They're not hearing you. All right, Vanjie, let's go back to the posting, and I'll try and figure that out. All right. Let's go back to seeing if we can post this thing and see what's happening, guys. all right, Vanji. Thanks for calling in. Guys, we're having some technical difficulties here. We're not, yeah, hold on. Let's see what happens here. Hold on, Vanji. Let's see. Okay, I have this thing set here to receive the call, and it's not coming in. Yep. Hold on. I don't know why it's not broadcasting you. All right, Vanji, hang up for me, Vanji. Hang up. Let's see if we can just can continue for now with the posting. All right. Call listeners, thanks for bringing that to my attention. Guys, if you're on YouTube, we just had a problem with a caller calling in. You're not able to hear. If you're on YouTube, like Tyrone, I want you to unsubscribe and subscribe again to get your points. Carol, unsubscribe, subscribe again. All right, guys, it doesn't seem like the call is working. So here's what I'd like you to do. Just put it in the comments. What does your child do? Just tell me about a little of the difficulties they have. Tell me about a little of the difficulties they had. Tyrone, let's go ahead, drop something in the posting, guys. But like I was saying, I remember when my child had to leave home, leave Brooklyn, and now she got a scholarship for the University of Pittsburgh. Wow. Yes, we were it was a bit scary, yes. But when we went down the week before, they had a 2-night sleepover for these youngsters, and she enjoyed it so much that it put her mind at ease. It really put her mind at ease. But leaving home, guys, was like, for the first time she was going out on her own. As a parent, yeah, you worry a bit. As a parent, you worry, but they're okay. She was okay. And I say that because a lot of parents are a bit afraid to have the child venture out. And I'd like to say that, hey, I think they'll be okay. I really think the kids will be, here we go again using the word kids, Jesus. That's a bad habit I've got to break. Every time I say it, I remember Raymond, sorry about that. Sorry about that, my brother. So let me remove this thing from the screen because I don't want people calling in and it not working. But guys, yes, did your child go away? Okay. So their son became a paramedic and he seems to enjoy what he does. Though it's stressful, I can imagine that must be a stressful job because it's not like, say, a teacher that I am, that a kid fails, can take the exam again. In his paramedic job, chances are he fails. That's somebody's life. That's somebody's life. That must be very stressful. I know it's something I couldn't do because the sight of blood would, oh Lord, I couldn't handle that paramedic thing. That sight of blood would drive me nuts. So Vanji, what are his hours like? What are his hours like? Carol, is there anything you want to say? Tyrone, what about you? You want to post something about your child or your parents? What are some of the sacrifices they made for you? What are some of the sacrifices that were made for you? Anything you want to say? But as parents, we know that there is nothing the child asks for that we wouldn't do. There's nothing the child asks for that we wouldn't do. I remember when Tara was in Pittsburgh, oh my gosh, that drive down every month from Brooklyn into Pittsburgh, you have no idea how many speeding tickets I got. I got a lot. Because you were hurrying to get there to be able to spend a day or two, then hurry back to get back that Sunday night so you could get some rest for work. Yeah, Vanji, as long as he has no kids yet, fine. So he can focus on what he does. He can really focus on what he does. By the way, to all of you listening, to those of you who are listening, do you think it's easier to raise a boy or a girl? Which is easier? Raising a boy, raising a girl, or fitting them to college, getting them groomed in the right way, keeping them on the right path. Which do you think is easier, guys? Let me hear your thoughts. And anybody else, guys, let me hear what you think. Which is easier? Raising a boy, raising a girl. Raising a boy and raising a girl. And another important thing when it comes to their education. Another very important thing when it comes to their education, guys. Oh, Vanji, you say a boy? Any reasons why? Any reasons? I'd love to hear from Caroline because she has a unique situation. Vanji saying a boy is easier. And for those of us who sent the children off to college, some of us were lucky that the kids, not really lucky, that they got scholarships. These kids really worked for it. But for those who had to take out student loans, how has it been? Sorry, guys. Sorry for drinking on screen, but throat is dry. Yeah, how has it been? Evangeline saying a boy is easier to raise. Don't you get more pushback from a boy than from a girl? Anybody else? Let's hear what you think. Let's hear what you think. Who is easier to raise, a boy or a girl? What do you all think? So, boy, as long as he's fed, that is funny. As long as he's fed, he's fine. What about the girls and the clothes, the makeup, the hair? Oh my gosh, the nails. Yeah, boys are fine, but boys always want to go out, right? You got to find pocket money for them to go out. But here we are, guys, on Roc da Mic, celebrating the lives of our children. And Tyrone, I believe raising a boy is extremely stressful, especially between the ages of 17 to 24. Tyrone, you know I'm not going to let you just get away with that. Why? Why, Tyrone? 17 to 24. What happens during that time period? That doesn't really happen with a girl. So tell me if, hey, one, is it a single parent or both parents in the house? Why do you say it's stressful for the boy? And is it always the truth that girls tend to gravitate to the dads and boys tend to gravitate to the mother? How does it go for you? How did it go for you? Let me hear what you think. Let me hear what you think. And I'm waiting on that Marymount person who logged in last week, just as we were finishing up. First name V, last name starts with an R. I wish she'd come on, because I'd love to hear what she thinks. So, guys, I know there are a lot of you out there with children. And I've seen the posts you've made on Facebook, congratulating this kid, congratulating that kid. Now is the time we put everything together here. Let's see what the children have done. Oh, yes, Caroline, thank you. My girls were a dream, except for my baby. She asked why. Not how. By the way, Caroline, could you say how many girls you have? I only have one. Could you let us know how many you have, Caroline? I'll let you say it, not me. Not me. I'll let you say it. The girls were a dream except for the baby. And why do you think the baby was a problematic one? Guys, look at the screen. Caroline has 5 daughters, 5 beautiful young ladies. Anyway, they took after the mom. So let's hear, Caroline, why do you think that last one turned your hair gray? So, sorry, I don't really mean it that way. But and Tyrone, what happens from 7 to 24? Why do you say that's stressful? Why do you say that's a stressful time, guys? Anybody else coming on? I'd love to hear from that Marymount Pass student. First name V, last name R. I wish Rosie was here tonight. That would have been fun, because I know she has a lot to say. But guys, if you're on Facebook, just sign up for a YouTube account. Trust me. The Facebook is the hey, keep in touch with friends. But when it comes to video, nothing is gonna beat YouTube, guys. You put up a Facebook video and it gets lost after a few minutes. With YouTube, you can go search, they're archived. And added benefit with YouTube, I'm giving you points. I'm giving you points. And the people with the most points will be getting prizes at the end of the year. It can be stressful because of peer pressure. That's with the boy or the girl or both. Yes, I know with any kid, that peer pressure. I have to thank God. I had two kids who, oh my gosh, they were, like Carolyn said, they were a dream. My two were perfect. When I say perfect, I mean perfect. Never had any problems. In fact, no is when I'm saying no. Something must be wrong. Two kids can't be this good. Two kids can't be this good. I'm waiting for them to break out. My daughter did basically nothing wrong. I can't remember ever having to raise my voice at her. My son, this kid is like most obedient kid I've ever met. Kid is as good as gold. And I'm waiting. I'm wondering, is this kid just waiting until he gets to like 25 to cut loose on me? But some of us, the kids, we have great kids. Unlike the way we were when we were younger. I wouldn't have her anyway, though. Yes, Carl, I know you love her. I know you love them all. I know you love them all. But isn't it strange that last child gets away with murder? Don't they? That last child gets away with murder. We tend to coddle the first, maybe the second, and we loose up as we go along. Yes, I think he was raised right. And to tell you the truth, we as parents try to get the kids to a higher level than we are. And a lot of us have succeeded. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't hold a conversation with my kids. I cannot hold a conversation with my kids. I am here and they're way up here. Sometimes I'm wondering, oh my gosh, where did these kids learn all this? I hear my son discussing politics and history, and I'm a history teacher. Sometimes I've just got to listen. For most of us, our children, oh gosh, this kid thing, our children have surpassed us. But isn't that what we wanted? Isn't that what every parent wants? At least I think so. I think so. I think the dream of every parent is to have the child go a step or two above what they achieved. Above what they achieved. But we have produced some high achievers. I remember when my child started, what was it? Was it middle school or high school? I can't remember in New York. One day, this child comes home crying her eyes out. Crying. And as a dad, I get anxious. What? Did somebody touch you? Did somebody do this? No. Why the heck are you crying? I got a 96. She was crying because she lost 4 points. 4 points. And there are kids who would have been happy with a 51. 51. And she got a 96 and she was going crazy. Yes, Carolyn, that's true. The conversation sometimes really blows you away. You wonder, where did they get this? Where did they learn this? And Vanji from the Right to Inc. is saying society can put a lot of stress on them. No matter how old they get, we still need to be there for them. Yep, we have to stand by them. Dorothy Chambers, welcome. Dorothy, please, let me warn you. Please, when this is done or even now, could you sign up for a YouTube account, please, and log on to Roc da Mic and subscribe. And Dorothy is saying, yes, we want our children to outdo us by far. But sometimes it can be embarrassing. Like Carlin says, sometimes to hear them talk, you wonder. But then they have tools that we never had. They have all this internet, YouTube, this, that. Everything is right there at the touch of a finger. But would we have it otherwise? No. I think we're happy for what they have really achieved. I would like a youngster to come on and say what sacrifices the parent made for them. and how appreciative they are. I'd love a youngster to come on and say that. Tell us about that. Post about that. But there are times whenever my both children are here and I hear them talking in the room. It's a funny thing. 1 minute you hear them talking and you think, hey, they're two 7-year-olds talking because they're talking on nonsense, crap, making fun of every darn thing. And 10 minutes later, they're talking at this high level, talking about like solving world hunger and creating world peace. And you wonder, how can they switch like that? Going from talking utter nonsense to on a level that my wife and I can't comprehend. But it's a testament to what I think we have done. I think a lot of us we have raised these children, right? We gave them the best opportunity. And before we leave, I'd love to have a child, whether you're here in the States, whether you're first generation, second generation, whatever, just to hear you say what was done for you, how your parents guided you, how your parents nurtured you to getting you to where you're at. And the most hurtful thing about sometimes, guys, is sometimes children can be ungrateful. And I don't know if you know any instances about that you'd like to mention. Maybe some other family where a child has benefit from everything, grown up, and then really look down on the parent, looking down on what and where the parent came from, how they forget all about the struggles the parent made to get them to that point. And now that child is up there as a lawyer, a doctor, whatever, and they're embarrassed about the parent. Do you know any instances like that? I've heard of several. I know of one case where the dad went to look for the child, and basically the child would not have him come into the building because he was ashamed of what the father did. So I don't know if you know any cases like that. Yeah, peer pressure can be a beast. That wanting to fit in, that wanting not to stand out. And it manifests itself in lots of ways, not just actions, but also in speech. It manifests itself sometimes in speech also. You know this term, oh, you're speaking too good, you're speaking white or whatever. And it causes kids to lower their standards. I see it every day in the classroom, where you have kids who are brilliant, but just to fit in with the others, they dumb themselves down. I've seen good kids go, oh my gosh, kids again. I've seen good children go bad just trying to get into a certain clique. They have forgotten everything that they were taught at home by mom, dad, grandma, and they have diverted from the path. And it takes them a long time to really get back on track. Sad, and so many of them go bad, because of that. I've seen a lot of them taking the wrong path. And then guess what happens? The ones who led them on that path, at some time they straighten up. But the others still cannot get off that path because it becomes addictive. And I see Mr. Nemi in the house. Mr. Nemard, sir, would you like telling us about your son for a start? I gather you have some big kids. What have they achieved? Mr. Nemard? Anything you want to say? And Dorothy, again, it's hard to accept that they have no interest in what you want for them. I so wanted my children in politics. I wanted them to be leaders to uplift our country, Jamaica. I'm still disappointed that not one have the political blood. Doro, listen, I learned it early. But they say you can take a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink. I think a lot of us try to live vicariously through our children. Because we never got this, we want our kids to do that. Yes, Mr. Nemard, I know you have a boy and one girl. And did they both leave home, or I think the boy's still around, right? or close in the close vicinity. I think he's still around. But we have to realize that it's their lives, not ours. We may want them to do XYZ, but that's not their plan. Just think about you and your parent. Just think about you and your parent. Chances are you took your own path. You think you took your own path. And Mr. Nemi, I think you're up in Connecticut, right? What's the weather like up there? Has it started getting cool yet? Because for me, Nemi, once it drops below 90 degrees, I start worrying. Right? And hey, Mr. Allen, how are you, sir? Glad to have you in the stream. Expected you earlier. Ray, Nemi, I hope by next week you can get a YouTube account. It's much better that way. You'll win points. At the end of the year, people with the highest amount of points will be getting prizes. Oh, pretty cool. No, I don't like that cool weather. No, I want it hot. I want it hot. Once it starts dropping 85 and below, I start worrying. Yes, Carlin, you really can't choose for the kids. Whatever they're passionate about, you just have to go with it. Yep, they do much better with their choice. That is so true. Let them choose their own path. I think what we have to do is just guide them. Just give them all the help and support we can. Yes, sometimes it's what we want them to do. Oh, and you know, in the Caribbean, everybody wants their kids to be, oh, you got to be a lawyer. You got to be a doctor. Maybe that's the farthest thing from the kid's mind, from the child's mind. My daughter was thinking about that at first, but I don't think she could handle the blood or anything like that. And I remember the first day they gave her a cadaver. I don't think she ever got over that. But just guide them, guard them, nurture them, give them all the support they want. Give them all the support. And Tyrone is saying, I made them for an age because of peer pressure, constant battle with their parents, because they believe they're old, trying to decide what you want to pursue. Yep, that age can be a problem. Tyrone, the bot is telling you your message is too long. I don't mind. Go ahead. Let me see if I can take that one off about the long messages. Let's see if I can go ahead and change that one about the long messages, sir. I am sorry about that one. Okay, long messages off. It won't bother you again. It won't bother you again. You can send as long a text as you want now. I turned that option off. But a lot of parents try to live vicariously through the children. And I believe it's something in us that want them, we want to steer them on the path, but at the end, it's their life. At the end, it's the life they're going to live. Sometimes it's not just the money. We're thinking, hey, getting a job that can pay the bills, take care of the family. But at the end of the day, guys, sometimes it's not the money. Sometimes it's the happiness. I've seen people, I have friends who made a lot of money, but their life sucks. Madame Juliette Fraser Sadar. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome the principal of my alma mater, Ms. Juliette Fraser Sadar. Ms. Sadar, glad to have you in the house, man. I know you love your Facebook, Ms. Sadar, but please, the future I'm going to ask you, get a YouTube account. You'll get points. And Ms. Sadar, don't think I have forgotten St. Mary High. No, far from it. I'm just waiting until this COVID sort of abates, because I don't want to ask anybody for anything now in COVID time. So we'll be coming to you, trust me. We'll be coming, and when we're coming, it's going to be like that movie, Fast and Furious. But welcome aboard, man. Welcome aboard. And to Ms. Sadar, I heard about the passes in the technology with Mr. Taylor. Oh, that was fantastic. You guys are doing such a great job there. 100% passing. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. But as an educator, Mrs. Sadar, how do you think our parents are equipping the children? As an educator, how do you see it? You're a principal. How do you see it going? Do you think the parents are supporting enough? Do you think they're very supportive, or they're trying to push the kids into certain niches? What do you think? What do you think? And are the children being grateful? Are they listening? Are they taking the guidance? As an educator, man, we would love to hear your thoughts on this. Ladies and gentlemen, for those listening in, for those logging in, for those lurking in the background, this is Roc da Mic. I'm Garfield Waller, and what we're talking about is celebrating the achievements of our children. And we're hoping a child will log on and say what the parent did for them. That would be great if I just get at least one child coming on to give thanks to the parent. One child giving thanks to the parent. That would be fantastic. But guys, for those who came on, happy you did. yes, Mr. Sadar. Yep. Get a YouTube account. It's much better for video than Facebook. Facebook is more for just texting, talking with the friends. But when it comes to video, the video stays around longer. The video is archived in YouTube, so you can search for it. It's hard to do that in Facebook. I know you've seen videos in Facebook. You click on another post, then you try and get back to that video and it's gone. And my boy, Saba. Saba, what's up, man? Saba, every time I see your name or whatever, I got to smile. Because I remember the first time I said me right when you had me go boom drive and we got driving that truck, the back of that tractor, and all of my khaki clothes got splashed up. And I got a fine beating when I got home. Dorothy Chambers, see the difference between students who are being effectively guided and those who are not. Yes, it's quite obvious sometimes. It's quite obvious sometimes. But Saba, glad to have you on. Yes, you can see it in school, the ones who are on the right path and the ones going the wrong way. But like I tell most parents, there are a lot of children who may be on the wrong path now, but a lot of them, at some point in the life, the light goes on. At some point, the light goes on. It may not be in middle school, elementary, or high school, but at some point, boom. Mr. Sadar, as a principal, is saying some parents are very supportive, but many are unwilling to accept the career choices that are not traditional and popular. That is so true, and I don't know why we are like that. And here is the funny thing. There are parents who live in the Caribbean and they want to go with the traditional and popular profession. But when they come to the States, they'll do other jobs. They'll do other jobs that in the Caribbean, in Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, Guyana, they wouldn't think of doing those jobs. Why is this so? It's one of the peculiarities of life. In the islands, they wouldn't think of doing XYZ. They come to the States, they're glad they do it. They gladly do it. Is it our pride or what? What is it? What causes that? I'd love to discuss that one day. And it happens to basically all of us. Jobs that we look down on in Jamaica, we'll come here and we'll do it. Is it the money? Is it the money or what? Or is it because people around now don't know you? I'd love for us to explore that one day. So it's getting dry. Let me take a sip here. Yes, Carolyn, circumstances. That's true. That is true. But I tell parents, hey, your child may be going the wrong path now. Your child may be going on the wrong road now, but the light goes on at some point. It may not be as early as you want it to. And Dorothy saying, agree with Carolyn. Things change between here and the islands when you realize that, hey, you got to make some money here. Nothing happens without the money. Money makes the mirror go round. Money makes the mirror gallop. But we always, regardless of where we're from, what we have done, we want something better for the child. And I hope the child realizes it and is willing to say thanks, willing to really later on turn around and help that parent. As we get on in age, my daughter keeps reminding me that, hey, my wife and I will have to come and either live with her or live just down the road from her because she wants to keep an eye on us. She's that type of a child. There's some children who don't give a rip about the parents. Yes, Mr. That careers like law and medicine are greatly supported by parents. Skills are discouraged, especially for students attending traditional high school. That oh my gosh, that is so true. I remember when I first started teaching. First teaching job in Jamaica. I took my car to a mechanic. He and I went to school together. We're good friends, still are great friends. And he was working on my car. And while he's working inside, he discovers my pay stub. That was one of the most embarrassing times in my life because he was saying, Gary, for all the years you were in school, this is what you get? This? In fact, it was so embarrassing. When he finished fixing my vehicle, he said, you know what? I can't even charge you. I can't even charge you. Yeah, we tend to stick to that traditional thing. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a safe bet. And anybody who goes a way of skill like plumbing, carpentry, auto mechanics, we tend to look down on them. When I look back on my life, I wish I'd gone to a technical school. I wish I'd gone to a technical school because in these traditional careers, you're on a fixed income basically. You're on a fixed income. If you had a skill, you write your own paycheck. Yes, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed to show my paycheck. Yeah, we do so much work. Well, thanks to my mother and father paving the way for us, to the guiding light for what we and our children have achieved. Thank you, Carol. Thank you for coming in and commenting. I hope you're on the computer because I know you text like a snail on that phone. Anyway, Carol, I want you to have a YouTube account. Could you please make sure you sign up for a YouTube account and subscribe? The pay is the success of your students. Yep. Once you see them coming out and earning a good living, regardless of what they have done. Just like the other day, I'm driving in Orlando. A car pulls me over. I was speeding, honestly. I was speeding. Not that my foot is heavy. And the cop walks up to my window and, sir, do you know how fast you were going? And I'm like, with my smart mouth, I'm like, no, but you're about to tell me. And then he said, oh, Mr. Waller, is that you? And, oh, yeah, that turned out good. Not just a cop, he's one of those sheriffs. Did very well. It's a good thing I never picked on picked on the child when he was in school. But I remember him telling me that's what he wanted to do, and I encouraged him. Got me out of a ticket. Thank heavens. Yep. But that paycheck can be a big motivator when the child looks around and he's deciding, hey, I want X, Y per month, and your traditional job is not going to get me there. Your traditional job isn't going to get it. So they'll choose. And let's face it, guys, in today's world, our children are getting ready to do jobs that haven't even been developed yet. When you think of technology, there are jobs that the child will do that haven't come about yet. So we look at these children and we think they're wasting time on things like video games, texting, chatting. You never can tell what's going on in that mind, what's turning there. Because trust me, they'll come up with something that years from now will astound us. But I'm hoping we who have come from humble roots, I'm hoping we really celebrate our children. Let them know that we are very, very proud of what they have done, what they have become. And I can't listen, we have about 6 months to go before my daughter does her white coat ceremony and becomes a doctor of audiology. This is something she has always wanted to do. Can't wait for that moment. Then we head to Chicago. Then I'll be as proud as heck. But I know we're all proud of our children. I know we're all proud of what they have become. And guys, I read the text on Facebook. I'm not just on Facebook messing with people. I'm not just terrorizing people on Facebook. I'm reading carefully. And I know a lot. I can call names right now. A lot of our peers from Jamaica, high school, college, who have children who are in every walk of life, from way up top to going all through the stratus going down. I wish they would have called on. I know a lot of people are shy. I know a lot of people don't like bragging. I wouldn't really call it bragging. It's just, to me, it's being proud of, what your children have done, what you have done. Because honestly, even though the children are the ones who achieve it, you are the ones who really put the work in. You're the ones who really put the work in. And we hope that they will do the same thing for their children. I'm sure you'd be proud either way, even if she didn't choose to be out there. Yes, I was proud of her as a teacher. I was because we used to sit down and mark papers together. But this is something she wanted to do. So I'd back her on that. This is something. Whereas my son, he's still going in and out, not having decided on the path yet. And we parents want to rush them. Hey, you soon be 25, you soon be 28, you soon be 30, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. No. Hey, in this game, there's no time clock. Not like when we were growing up, there was this time clock on the game. You have to get this done by, say, 22, 23, 25. Here, the clock runs out, you just set it again. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of being like here in the US or England or Canada. There's no end to the game. You can go to college when you're what? 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, in your 60s. That's one of the beauties about it, guys. Hey, you have that time clock, you have that whistle, you blow it to end the game when you want to. Anyway, guys, we have been on for a little over an hour. I would like to thank you all. Thank you all for logging in, those who came in. Thanks for coming in. What to do to get the others to log in and show their faces, I really don't know. But just piece of advice again, guys. Please get a YouTube account. The bot I have, the robot I have running this thing can do wonders. And you're going to see it as you log on. For those who are on YouTube, you should see yourself getting a few points tonight. If you, like I said, just unsubscribe, subscribe again. The child's achievement is as much yours as the parent help along the way. So much sacrifice we make. Touch Carolyn a lot. Wow. Yes. Oh, Althea Hamilton, how are you? The light bulb does come on. My son, who nearly flunked out of high school, is now at Harvard Law School. The light bulb came on. Yes, it will come on. It will come on. And as a teacher, I always say to my children, listen, guys, at some time in your life, you're going to have to work hard. At some time in your life, you're going to have to work hard. Why not do it now when you're young and the mind is fresh? But work hard now so later you can relax. Instead of waiting for later when you should be relaxing, then you got to work your butt off. Yes, there are parents who are so anxious. They're so stressed with this anxiety. He's not doing that. He's not doing this. Mom, Dad, the time will come. And the time is going to be so dramatic, you won't even see it coming. One day out of the blue, boom, the child is just going to make a change. That child is going to make a change. Had a youngster in class who, oh my gosh, I felt sorry for the poor dad. Poor dad was the only parent there. But every week, I made like 3 phone calls home. Every week, complaining about the kid, telling what the kid is doing badly, telling what, oh my God. I'm sure that man must have looked on his phone, and whenever it was my number, I'm sure he didn't feel like answering. And I'm not lying. One day, it didn't happen gradually, just suddenly. One day, boom, this child just turned it around. Called the father. He said, Mr. Waller, what is it again? Oh my gosh. And I gave him the news. The man cried. Vilma Reed, you're on. Vilma, you're on. Vilma, why you cut it so late? I see it all the time as an educator. You can't give up on them. You really can't. And it's true. I have had children who, oh my gosh, what is this child gonna do? What is this child gonna do? It's flunking everything. Flunking everything. They have to do a lot of remedial work just to make this child graduate. Then a few years out of the blue, I get an invitation to a graduation from college. This child is not just graduating with a bachelor's, but with a master's. And not just some little flunky masters in some high level thing, some biological science, some chemical engineering. Yeah, the light came on. It will come on. It will come on. Some who don't want it come on just don't have the wires connected. And they have already decided that, hey, no, I'm heading in another direction. I feel sorry for parents like that, especially if they have gone above and beyond. My heart goes out to them. For those of us who have raised kids the right way, you did a good job. You did a good job. You can rest easy. We took care of them once, and trust me, it's coming when they're gonna want to take care of you. And when that day comes, I'll just lie back and relax and enjoy it. I'll milk it for every darn thing. When I say milk it, I am gonna milk it. Just like we used to get this for them, get that. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell my daughter, my son, can you get me a drink here? Can you get me that? Can you cut up my steak? Can you do this? It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a fun time. But Vilma, is there anything you want to say, Vilma? Before, instead of giving me that puppy dog emoji, Vilma, I'm leaving the last word to you. What about your kids, Vilma? Proud of them? I know you worked hard. I know you and your husband really worked hard to put them through school. Carolyn, good night. Thanks for coming on. Thank you, madam. I appreciate it. But remember, you need a YouTube account. So everybody who was here tonight, guys, please, next week, could you sign up for a YouTube account? If you did tonight, and if you subscribe tonight, in the chat, I want you to type exclamation POINTS, exclamation POINTS, no spaces, exclamation sign POINTS, and it will show you what points you have if you are on YouTube. And for those who are on YouTube, I'm going to add some more points to it. But guys, it won't harm you if you have a YouTube account. It will help you. Because in the coming weeks, I'll scratch off. I'll hold it up here and I'll scratch to see what you have won. We'll see how it goes. Yes, we are humbly. You and Arthur did a great job, Vilma. Is it 3 girls, Vilma? Is it 3 girls? Yeah, you and Arthur did a very fine job, as most of us from that generation did. Marcia, I want you to listen, Marcia. I want you to unsubscribe and subscribe again. Unsubscribe, subscribe again, and you will see how many points you have. Unsubscribe and subscribe again, guys. If you unsubscribe and you subscribe, you will see the point system. You will see how many points you have. That will coming up real soon. Later on, when this is over, I'm gonna add some points to you. Okay, subscribe, add some points, and later on in the week, your points should be in. Later on in the week, your points should be loaded for you. But I'm glad to have you all. Marcia, I wish you had posted something. We could have had a much greater discussion, guys, if more people had come in. Now, guys, if you are to go in now and type that, I just think your points were added. Exclamation POINTS. Exclamation POINTS. And it gives points for subscribing. It also gives points for your participation. So Marcia, try it again. Exclamation POINTS. I'm looking at some of the points right now, and for somebody who participated a lot, like Vanji from the right wing. She already has 110 points right there. I call them rockadadollars. That's the currency I'll be using, rockadadollars. Dear Marcia, you have 50. If you need to log in on YouTube, please. You need to have YouTube. Carol, you had YouTube. Yep, fine. And you didn't participate much. The more participation you have, yes, the more points you'll get. Yes, Marcia, you only have 50 because you didn't post a lot. But for somebody like Tyrone and Vanji from the Right Inc., see, they're almost doubled. But guys, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And please log on next week. I should have a guest next week. I should have a guest that we should enjoy this one next week. Hopefully, I don't think she is going to call it off. It's somebody I know I can trust. But guys, from Roc da Mic, this is Garfield Water. And just to encourage you again, for Good Talk Radio, www.optimagoldradio.com. Thursday evenings, 5 p.m. Join Vanji on the Perspective Talk Show. No, Marcia, no more shopping for you. So guys, over and out.